Good morning, boys and girls. Today we are continuing to compare whole numbers by using our place value chart, and we're also going to still arrange them in order from least to greatest or greatest to least. So let's get started. Today, remember, is Friday, October 2nd. So you'll find all of today's material in Friday's folder. What I want to start is a question for you is what strategy do we use to compare numbers? So yesterday we started comparing numbers. How did we do that? Take a second and think about that real quick. Hopefully in your mind you're like, oh yeah, Mrs. Andrews made us draw on these place value charts. And one of the big things I want you to remember is we have to be neat. If you're not nice and neat, things get a little confusing when you line up your place value charts. So let's start by watching me do this very first one. So we have, we're going to compare these two numbers. So our very first step was to simply write them in our place value chart, line up our 100,000s with our 100,000s and so forth. So we always start in our largest place value, which in this case was the 100,000s place. And then we are going to compare. So let's compare 400,000 to 400,000. Well, we know those are the same, so that doesn't really help us. So we're going to go to our next biggest place value, which is the 10,000s place. When you look here, hopefully you see that they are different. So now we can compare which one is bigger, 0 or 4. Hopefully you're saying that the 4 is greater than 0. 4 10,000s or 40,000s is bigger than 0 10,000. Therefore, our alligator is going to eat the bigger number. I'm going to read this number sentence for you. 409,004 is less than 440,002. Awesome. Let's have you try one. I lied. We're going to practice ordering. I know yesterday when we were ordering, it seems like kind of a lot because there's a lot of numbers. What I want us to remember is that we can give ourselves like little cheat sheets to remember how we're ordering them. So let's read this. Use the information in the chart below to list the height in feet of each mountain from least to greatest. So we want to make sure that we're doing that. And then it says, then name the mountain that has the lowest elevation in feet. So what I'd like you to do right now is I'd like you to go ahead and pause your video, and on your place values chart, let's start. Let's start comparing these. So first, let's just line them up, put our thousands all in the thousands place, the hundreds all in the hundreds. So go ahead and pause your video and then check back with me. All right. Now that you've gone ahead and you've put them all in order, just a reminder, we're putting them in order from least to greatest, so from smallest to biggest. Of course, we're going to start in that biggest place value, which is the thousands place, and we're going to look for the smallest number. Okay, I'm seeing 4, 5, 4, and 4. Well, the smallest number is 4, but I see 3 of them. So we got to take a closer look here. That doesn't really help me. But what I do know is 5 is the biggest. So I'm going to put this over on this side because I know it's the biggest. So I'm going to put 5,344 because that's the biggest one. Notice that I put a semicolon there. If you put a comma, it looks like it's part of the number. So when we're listing, we put a semicolon. That's going to be the largest number. I have to change my font for that. I couldn't really see it, sorry. So I have my semicolon, and then I have 5,344. And that one's done. So maybe I'll just put a little X here so I know it's done. Now let's keep going. My next biggest, so 4, 4, and 4. That doesn't help me, so we're gonna look in the next place value. I see a 3, a 9, and a 2. So which one of those is the smallest? Hopefully, you're saying the 2 is the smallest. So this is our next smallest place value. So over here, I'll write 4,240 and then my semicolon so I can write my next one. And we're left with 4,960 or 4,340. So back in the thousands place, they're the same. That doesn't help us. So let's look in our hundreds place. We have a 9 and we have a 3. Which one's smaller? Hopefully you're saying the 3 is smaller. So our next biggest elevation is 4,340. And we're going to do our semicolon so we can list our next one. I like to cross it off as I go so I don't get confused. Again, 4,000. So 4,000 is smaller, so we know last 4,960 is our last one. 4,960 feet. Okay, now that we've ordered them from least to greatest, it says name the mountain that has the lowest elevation in feet. So the mountain, oh boy, that has the lowest elevation in feet is, so we've got to look over here, 4,240 is Slide Mountain. That means I answered all of the questions. I put them in order and I said which one was the smallest. Okay? I'm going to have you try the next one all by yourself and then we will go over the answer. So the next one says, use the information in the chart below to list the heights in feet of each skyscraper from shortest to tallest. Again, shortest to tallest. So if I were you, I'd write myself a cheat from least to greatest. So you know you're putting them in that order, okay? So I'd like you to pause your video using your place value chart and go ahead. Don't forget it says, then name the tallest skyscraper. Go ahead, guys. Good luck. All right. Hopefully you put them in order, and we're going from smallest to biggest. And I'm just going to type out the answer for you so you could double check your work. We have 1,450, semicolon, 1,483, semicolon, 1,670, and the tallest, 1,776. Then to receive full credit, I have to make sure I answer the question. The name, of the tallest skyscraper is One World Trade Center. Okay, hopefully you got that correct. All right, boys and girls, today we went through and we practiced ordering and comparing whole numbers. And our strategy we used was the place value chart. What I'd like you to do now is I'd like you to head to Schoology and complete the exit ticket for today to show me what you know. Again, continue to use that place value chart. Show me, show me, show me, okay? Good luck and happy Friday.